Greetings and salutations, my great friends. Welcome to the first Fantastic Friday tip for the happiness series. And this series, today's video, deals with choices. It deals with choices. And I actually want to start out with a quote, and I know you're not supposed to self-quote, and I'm not a narcissist, but I actually think it's a very good quote, and to my knowledge, I was the first one that said it. And the quote reads, "You will never find your happiness in a bottle." You know what I mean there. You will never find your happiness in a brand, and you will never find it in a box. You will never find your happiness in a bottle. Over 100,000 people last year died from that, so I'm guessing that didn't create a lot of happiness. You'll never find your happiness in a brand. In fact, usually the brands own us and we don't own the brands. And you'll never find it in a box. And to best illustrate this story, I heard a great story about two cats. And I heard it from the late, great Dr. Wayne Dyer. And it really nails the idea here. And the story reads as such. There was an alley cat, and he was patrolling his alley when he came across a cute little kitten, who was chasing his tail. The little kitten was just chasing his tail. I think, unfortunately the cat videos are more popular than our videos, so you probably have seen a video of that before, but if you haven't, look up cat chasing tail. And the alley cat saw a little kitten chasing his tail perpetually. And he just sat there and watched like cats do, with his tail kind of sweeping back and forth, before he finally called out the little kitten and he said, "Hey, slow down for a second. What are you doing there, little guy?" Little kitten, he caught his breath and he said, "I just got back from cat philosophy school and I learned the two greatest lessons in the whole wide world." And the alley cat, who wouldn't want to hear what the two lessons were? And he says, "Hey, my cat ears are open, big guy. Tell me, if you don't mind, what did you learn?" And he said, "Number one, I learned there's nothing more important in the whole wide world than happiness for a cat." And the alley cat, he took it in. He had that dramatic pause. And he said, "I love it. I don't disagree with it. By the way, audience, you're meant to be happy. I have made every mistake known to mankind. And look at it, right now, the sun is right there and it's shining down on me. The sun's shining down on you. You're meant to be happy." But I digress. Let me get back to the story. He goes, what was lesson number two? And the little kitten goes, "I learned that happiness is located in my tail. So thus, once I got here, I said, let me start chasing my tail. So that once I catch my tail, I can have with me the most important thing in the whole wide world for the rest of my life." The alley cat took it in. He said, 10 years ago, I went to the same exact cat philosophy school. And the little kitten goes, "You did?" And he was, loving to hear from somebody older than him. That's like a bonus lesson, by the way. Would you rather listen to 20-year-old self or your 60-year-old self? Okay? That's just a side lesson, though. And the little kitten said to the alley cat, "Well, what did you learn?" And the alley cat said, "Like you, I learned that there's nothing more important in the whole wide world than happiness for a cat." And the little kitten said, "Well, I don't see you chasing your tail, so I'm thinking point number two was a little different." And the alley cat said, "I haven't had the same upbringing as you. But my second lesson was the same exact lesson. I learned that happiness is located in my tail." You did? The little kitten said. And he goes, yep, but that is where we diverge, young man. I learned that if I stand up nice and tall and I keep my eyes focused forward, not on the bottomless pit of the past, not backwards, and I move confidently in the direction of my dreams, and I become the cat that I am created to be. And as I move forward, he said, I noticed my tail always follows behind me. The happiness always follows. Becoming the cat I was created to be and moving confidently in the direction of my dreams. I love that story. And friends, happiness is a choice. And it is a choice that comes from being who you were created to be and moving confidently in the direction of your dreams. And by the way, when you move in the direction of your dreams, it's not any more complicated to accomplish those dreams than healing yourself. We live in this great and imperfect country where so many people think the next $1 million is going to bring them happiness. The next bottle of booze is going to bring them happiness. The next pack of cigarettes is going to bring them happiness. And it's not. That's just chasing your tail. Once again, if you're sitting there watching this video and the choices of your life have brought you to not so much of a happy spot, it's such wonderful news, because that means you can choose differently and your choices will bring you to somewhere entirely different. You'll never find your happiness in a bottle, a brand, or a box. The door to your happiness opens inward into your soul. So choose, and choose wisely. Love you much.
Whatever you do, don't chase your tail to find your happiness, and don't listen to the culture either. Start with your heart, and please hit like, subscribe, and share.